It's Thursday night, and where are you? You're watching JLS Live Comic Conversation. Here we are tonight. We got a bunch of great topics. Always with us is Jesse and Edwin as well.
Where are you? You're watching JLS Live Comic Conversation. Here we are tonight.
That's
my
all.
Bunch of great topics.
Hold on. There we go. That's what happens when you don't mute stuff. But anyway, got a bunch of good topics to discuss today. Some stuff happening with Netflix, some Star Wars news. Also, got a review of Spider-Man 797. A couple of reboots in the making. I have to say, when we get to those, I'll have some opinions because, I don't know, just they're near and dear to me, and I don't want to let them go and get rebooted. Next up, and then also too, the DC imprints that they're putting out there and Marvel Fresh Start. So, my goodness, it's just we're packed in here today.
Goodness gracious,
so much stuff. It's just this is a big week for comics. Just a lot of different stuff dropped all at once, and I don't know. What should we start it off with, Jesse? What do you want to do?
Why don't you start off with some shout outs to some chat folks who have already rolled up in here.
All right, let's do it. So first one to make it in was our boy Comically Flawed, #1 coming in. What's going on, Adam? Next up, we got JoJo's Comics. Splash Page Comics says, hello, YouTubians. What's going on, Splash? Philly Superman. How's everything going? And then Symphonic Elk. I like his name. He's got a great name. He's in the chat as well. J-Rod Ham 78. How's it going, J-Rod? Jack Yo. Always a great contributor to the show. Rag 718. And that's everybody for now. And, everybody should be on their way coming through soon.
Cool.
We got 14 watching. So, we just started up. So it's going to be a good night. Lots of good stuff to talk about. Thank you guys for watching. And I guess my duties are done at this point. I'm just kind of like,
good job.
Throwing everything out there.
All right. No, cool. All right. Thanks for doing that. Yeah, I guess we'll rotate and give you guys a little bit of a different intro each time. Mix it up a little. So thanks for doing that, Chris. I was kind of just so you guys know, right before we went live, I was like, hey, by the way, you want to do this? So it was kind of like off the cuff and last minute. Yep. He didn't expect it. So good job.
No problem. No problem.
All right, cool. But I know we just talked about last minute. What have you been up to since last week? Anything fun and exciting in your comic collecting world, or?
For me, just got a new haul, and that's it. I'm gonna put that up. But I actually got a random act of kindness from a friend of myself and Amazing Marvinator, and it was really, really cool. Nice. It's in my last video. He sent me a bunch of just cool books. So just real fun with that. So that was kind of kind of out of nowhere and really fun to just grab that out of just kind of, hey, sending you something in the mail, like, oh, cool. So yeah, really cool stuff awesome. There. But other than that, just working and everything like that, just kind of it's March, so there's not much going on, at least up in my neck of the woods for comics and everything like that. Just I think we start getting into a little bit more of the exciting stuff heading into the spring and then definitely into the summer.
Okay, cool. How did you do with the storm? Did you get hit?
We got hit.
The nor'easter.
Yeah, no. So last Friday was kind of it was crazy with the wind and everything. But it was all rain, so we kind of lucked out there. But this last one though, we got some snow. But it stopped by about 10 in the morning, and then by about maybe 1 o'clock this afternoon, it had already started to heavily melt. So it's just we have basically a shell of what we got this morning. When I woke up, I was like, oh man, it was about 8 inches of snow outside, and then now it just looks like we got maybe half of that. It's not even close. The sidewalks are most of the sidewalks are clean. The streets are pretty much clean, and it's just all this trouble over this. Seriously, once the sun came out, it was over.
That's good. No concern with the ice melting quick, and then because I remember around this time of year, if there would be a storm, it would melt quickly, and then overnight it would freeze, and that was the big thing. Is the next day the sheet of ice over everything.
Yeah, our driveway didn't look too bad, so I don't we get the benefit of I guess not having a ton of sunlight in our driveway. so things will
Okay,
melt.
that's good.
Like, yeah, so things will melt, but they won't coat up unless it's like really really cold. So
Okay.
I think we're gonna be okay for tomorrow. So fingers crossed. We'll see. I could be wrong, and it's like my driveway's an ice skating ring. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, there you go. All right, cool. How about you, Justin? How have we been past month? I mean, week. Did I just say month? Yeah.
How have I been for a whole month? Good. Good. Just trying to crank out more videos on my channel. Like I'm trying to get up to like 4 videos a week. So I've been having fun, like playing around with topic ideas and stuff for that kind of fun stuff. And then just picking up more books. I'm excited to talk about our first piece of news because it's paid off. It's paid off. It's finally paying off. Oh, it's gonna pay off, everybody.
That's right.
Okay.
Sweet. Yeah, we're gonna get into that right after Edwin tells us what he's been doing.
I won't hold everybody up. I just literally walked in the door from grabbing my slabs from CGC, so I'm really excited about that, and I'll probably upload a video about that over the weekend. So keep an eye out for that.
Cool. All right, we'll be looking forward to that. All right, cool. Well, I too, like you, have been trying to come up with videos to do that don't necessarily require going out and buying books all the time. Not because I'm trying to up my output like you, but I'm saving my money for my 2018 book, right? So I'm still trying to put stuff out for people to watch, without having to buy books. Yep. So
to show the same stuff.
Yeah, right. This is the book from last week, and here's how it's been. A little bit of dust, but no, but I've been happy. People have been sending in requests for I do like these history videos for the characters.
Yeah.
So I've been getting some really great requests from people and a couple of great ideas for some upcoming stuff. So that's kind of like the direction between that and like reviews. Like I've been kind of doing some movie reviews and stuff lately. So that's kind of what I've been doing on the channel here lately. But don't fear if that is not your cup of tea. Still got plenty of comics on the way. So, all right. So let's jump right into the big old breaking news thing that came out a couple hours ago that Justin is really excited for. So apparently, Bright did really well. The Daredevil, or not Daredevil, but the Netflix shows did really well. So much that they added like the Jessica Jones season 2, for example. Punisher wasn't ever like part of the original deal, but came out. So they love their superheroes. They bought Miller World, obviously. We've talked about that. And they're the report is that they're going to be spending between $7 and $8 billion in 2018 alone on original content.
Jesus.
That's billion with a B.
Nice.
So part of that is the 7-figure deal that they did with Mr. Rob Liefeld for all the extreme characters. Boom, boom. There you go. Brigade number 1. Yep.
On the list.
Yeah,
Brigade,
get those.
Bloodstrike, Blood Wolf.
Get those books ready.
Rejects. Psy something. He's got them all ready to go.
I have all of the Extreme Universe from the beginning.
Yeah. He's been working on, good God, for probably most of a decade on trying to get Evangeline up and running.
Yep.
He was trying to do that with Paramount.
It said in that article they were still working on that treatment. Like it's not finished to be presented to Paramount yet.
Yeah.
So that's been kind of weird.
Forever.
One thing though that I initially, there's no mention of Youngblood, right?
Right.
So I'm like, what's up with that? But I also think that that's probably a good like strategic thing. Make people forget about Youngblood because that cartoon was really bad. So like throw that out of people's minds, and then if this stuff works out, maybe bring them in later. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And then if they do, just so you know, Jason Smith does have Youngblood for sale. I'm sure that will be on the next auction.
Nice.
Pimping that out, getting that money.
Wow.
So Blood Wolf. Bloodstrike is interesting. If they do Bloodstrike, I hope they don't do like the cheesy way they did the remake on it, and they go like hardcore, rated R, like,
Yeah.
type of thing, like the original volume for Bloodstrike.
Yeah, they need to throw out the most recent volume.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting though, because Liefeld's always big about trying to have, I guess, a rating that fits the way he envisions his characters to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I know that he was not really he was not really for the cartoon animation of his properties, because I think that he could predict that they weren't going to last, and sure enough, they didn't last very long.
I mean, he knows them best. It's just like this kind of Saturday morning thing. Like this is supposed to be like, you know, like the basically you know, more gory and crazy version of X-Force. Like, what the hell are you trying to do here?
Yeah, exactly.
Just like
some of the characters, like I forget the name of the character, but there's one that looks just like Wolverine, just a different color. And then there's the main guy that looks like Cable.
Like Cable, yeah. You got another Deadpool in there and all kinds of X-Force.
That's the thing. It's just like, you know, like just by the look of these characters, right? They're not people that should be having McDonald's commercials following, you know, their first breaks. Like, hey, listen, guys, let's go to McDonald's get Happy Meals. Like, no. That's not what they were ever invented for. Like, that's not the way it should be. So I can understand him being like, yeah, like, you know, not liking the direction that they took his characters in. And I mean, in the end, I mean, you just got to look at it where it's just like, what audience are you trying to reach? And then on top of that, I mean, did it hurt the comic? It's hard to say just because, I mean, I think there's a lot more factors that, you know, contributed to that. But, I mean, if people, you know, did remember it, did see it, it probably didn't help. I mean, you know, you get some guys sitting there like, oh, like, you know, maybe it's 20 split them through the channels. You know, it's just like, I read this comic all the time, and this is what you've done to it. Like, this little cheesy thing is what we get.
But to Rob Liefeld's credit, and we talked about this a little bit in the chat. I have a great level of respect for his ambition. Now, he might not stick with anything for very long, but he's ambitious with getting something started, because I think that he can see potential. I think he can see the potential where the money lies at. And, you know, look back at Image. Youngblood was the very, very first Image book ever printed. A lot of people think it was Spawn, but it wasn't Spawn. It was Youngblood. And, you know, he's had stuff that makes money. The one thing I will say, and here's what I will say, Liefeld is already charging like $60 to get almost anything signed, Deadpool and Cable. Yeah, you guys better get your Image property signed real quick before he starts charging $60 across the board.
Yeah, it was like any X title,
anything
related to X. Yeah,
anything X related, he will charge you $60.
Yeah,
that Wolverine looking character, his name was Cougar. Cooter.
That's not too intimidating. I'm the Cooter.
That would have actually been more fun than Cougar, which now he's like on the prowl or something. I don't know.
Yeah. So apparently the movies are going to have some sort of connectivity to each other. So shared universe, but maybe like a standalone story that, you know, it won't be like, you know, the MCU type of thing. It'll be more like Cloverfield, maybe. You know, it's the universe, but it's its own story.
They got to test the waters.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. I do think that Prophet would be cool.
It would. I was just thinking about that. I think he co-created Prophet with somebody, so it's probably that may be with that. But
I don't know about Supreme, because wasn't that more Alan Moore than him? It was under the studio, but it was Alan Moore's.
Yeah. But I guess he still has the rights to like it's still an extreme character, so part of the extreme universe. So I mean, if he really wants to, he can. And I mean, I don't know. I mean, Alan Moore,
he could just buy out Alan Moore if he wanted to.
Alan Moore's, I mean, for as iconic of a guy as he is, he's one of the most disagreeable people you'll hear about in comics as far as, you know, rights and properties. I mean, he's still pissed off about League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. He's pissed off about Watchmen. He's pissed off about what the hell else?
Yeah.
What was the other one? He's mad about From Hell. He's mad about there's one more. Pretty much anything that's ever been adapted to the screen, he is not happy about. He's just, they ripped me off.
But these guys have been in the industry. They should know it can be a cutthroat business.
Yeah.
Well, it's not so much as it's not so much about the money. It's just
getting his props.
He's one of them people that I guess these things are his stories. It's his bit. So it's just like I put them in this format to share with people. That's it. Like for you to go ahead and take my creation and put it into some other format without my permission and my say so is bullshit. A League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, he gave the okay to. He just didn't like how it came out, so he got pissed off and he was like, no. And that's why he was just like, I'll never, ever, ever sign off on or make give blessings to a Watchmen movie. I will never do it just because of what they did to this. And I guess every story is like sacred to him, so he's just like, I'm not a fan of it. Oh, V for Vendetta, that was the other one. And I think V for Vendetta came out really good.
Actually.
No, it came out really, really good, but he just was like, he disavowed it right from the get-go. He's like, nope, not my story. Like I didn't write it, so it's not the same thing. It's not even close.
It sounds like
Supreme created by Rob Liefeld only.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, then no need to even bring in Alan.
There you go. There you go.
I think he wrote the first few of them, though.
You're talking about Prophet, right?
No.
Supreme.
Supreme.
Oh, Supreme. Okay.
Supreme versus Thor. Redheaded Thor.
There you go. Hey, does that guy have a beard?
He did not. Yes, he's got like a long soul patch. Doesn't count.
That doesn't qualify. Does not qualify.
A long soul patch.
All right, cool. So I guess there's a good 50 some odd characters in the Extreme universe that they're able to tap now. So pretty much they're using it as a IP farm. Coming up with $7 or $8 billion worth of ideas on your own is kind of difficult. So what do? You buy out other companies. You buy Miller World. You buy Rob Liefeld stuff. Who knows what else they'll buy? Maybe they'll buy like Dark Horse or something. I don't know. But I'm sure they'll buy other studios, the smaller ones, with the independent or creator-owned type of stuff that's easy legally to be able to acquire.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, because they gotta do something when that Disney streaming service goes live and they lose all those characters. They need to have something to back that up. So
yeah, I mean, when Marvel left. Yeah, because of that, they really got shook, and they're like, well, we can't be relying on other people's content, to stay viable. We got to start making our own. More. So they were making it, but they like really kicked it into high gear, really ramped it up recently. So this is the first year where they're going like balls to the wall with their $8 billion in investment. So
they're all in.
Yeah.
Gotta keep
and they've already committed to Bright 2, the sequel to Bright, so and that was like one of their bigger budget original content things so far. So
nice.
Yeah. Very good. Okay, so speaking of new stuff, we're continually getting updates for Fresh Start. So we told you about some of the other stuff the past 2 weeks, really. This is our third week of updates for you. Couple books, 3 books I'll tell you about. One is Marvel Comics Life of Captain Marvel, issue number 1. It'll be a not brand new, it'll be an updated origin story for her. Comes out in July. Margaret Stoll will be writing it, and Carlos Pacheco is the artist for it. So that's that book. Second book is The Sentry. Sentry Returns. Jeff Lemire will be writing it. Yep. And then the third book I'll tell you about starts in May, actually. So just in time for the movie, right before the movie, kick off a new volume. It's going to be Deadpool, written by Scotty Young and an artist that I'm not familiar with, Nick Klein. So those are the 3 announced this week. Captain Marvel, Sentry, and then Deadpool, brand new Deadpool by Scotty Young, who I really liked his older Deadpool stuff. Like his art style back then in that era was really cool. It was much more sketchy versus like the more chibi style that he has today. It's cleaner lines.
I haven't seen him draw outside of the chibi style.
Oh, really?
That's going to be interesting.
There's a variant that he did for Amazing Spider-Man, and it's like it's basically like Spider-Man's dressed up with all the pouches and stuff like that. And
I've seen that.
So that's his older style.
That's how he's going to be drawing the book.
Like 6'11", I think.
Well, he's writing this one. So
he's writing it.
The artist that's going to be drawing it is just like Jesse said. I've never heard of him either, but
Gotcha.
I'm not quite sure, what other stuff he's worked on or anything like that. But with Scotty Young writing, it could be fun. There's going to be pretty good variant covers and stuff like that going on. With that,
this just to jump in here, this is I know he's writing, but going back to like Scotty Young's older art.
Yep.
With Deadpool, this is one that I really like that he did back in 2010. So
yeah, he also did a series about like From the Wizard of Oz that was really good.
That won awards.
Yeah, I haven't seen it in any single issues, but I know that there's like like a big omnibus of it, and like it looks pretty cool.
And funny thing about Scotty Young is I don't know if anybody's noticed, but a lot of his baby variants, some of them been catching on, and some are kind of like pricey. When I say pricey, I mean like $10, $20, $25 books on eBay, which has really surprised me.
Yeah.
No, yeah. I mean, his art has a huge following. I hate Fairyland. Like that book.
It's hilarious.
Following that just loves that book to death.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's still, I mean, an issue came out not long ago. So
yeah.
This week there was 2 issues. Oh, sorry, there's an issue. And they had 3 covers instead of just the 2.
Yeah. So I've read a few issues of that. I don't know if I've read much else that he's actually written.
Hilarious.
But I thought he did a good job with that. So I don't think he'll have any problem, jumping over to Deadpool.
Yeah.
But the Captain Marvel book, I don't care. They killed.
Yeah, right.
They made her so horrible during Civil War II that I haven't liked the character since then.
Yeah, I don't like her new personality. I guess let's put it that way. Yeah. But check out if you want to look at some stuff that he did, art style wise. It was wonderful. Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
Came out in like 2009.
Yeah.
What company was that?
Marvel.
Oh, was it Marvel? Oh,
it was through Marvel.
It was kind of I guess. I mean, depends on if you were into his stuff or not. But like, I would say it kind of went under the radar, and then once people actually, started reading it, they said it was really, really good.
Yeah. Here, I'll give you a little flavor.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So.
I've seen that.
Yeah, I'm sure you guys have seen this.
Yeah, and just like Jesse says, is really sketchy looking and stuff like that, but it works though. It's just like really like nice, altogether lines, nothing too crazy. So it's pretty good stuff.
Nice.
Yeah. Cool. All right. So there's some recommendations for y'all. I don't know. Are you guys Bendis fans? You like older Bendis, newer Bendis, no Bendis? Street level Bendis?
Older Bendis. That's me. I'm more of a older Bendis guy.
Okay. So I am as well, really like the especially the older stuff. That he did with Marvel and stuff. But so we talked about how he's going over to DC. Well, he's at DC now. And he's doing the Superman stuff. He's taking over Superman and Action, among other stuff that he's doing. One of the things that he's doing, and we didn't have a whole lot of information about it at the time. We were talking about, the new number 1, Action 1001, DC Nation Zero, was a tease about Jinxworld. And now we know a little bit more about it. It's going to be an imprint under him. And it came out actually at Emerald City Comic Con, which a bunch of YouTubers were at, which is pretty cool. I've been seeing some of the videos trickle in from like halls and stuff. So looks like a lot of them had a lot of fun, a lot of great stuff there. A lot of, in terms of like the creators and stuff. So that's always one that I wish I could go to because it seems like they have a really good lineup. Yeah. But one of the things that happened there was a panel for DC or whatever. Bendis was there. And he announced 2 of the titles that will be under Jinxworld. The first one is called Pearl. And Pearl is it's about a tattoo artist named Pearl. She lives in San Francisco. She kind of like works with the Yakuza. And she falls in love with somebody in one of the rival factions, one of the rival gangs.
Hmm.
So it kind of is about what happens when they are trying to be together, kind of like a Shakespearean tale
I
of
was gonna say
Romeo
Romeo
and
and Juliet.
yeah, exactly, like the two people, they love each other but they can't be together, you know. So it sounds like it's pretty cool. And there's Michael Gaydos is going to be the one doing the art on it. So I like his art style. It's pretty cool.
It's always the way when you're dealing with the Yakuza.
Yeah.
You know, someone always
Exactly.
falling in love and then you have trouble. Just like,
You sound like you're talking from experience.
No, never. No.
Those damn Yakuza, they get me every time.
No,
So this Bendis label, is that like going to be like kind of like how Top Cow is under Image? Like kind of a different.
Yeah, they're gonna have multiple
publishing?
like imprints.
Yeah.
Okay.
They still have like Vertigo and stuff. So yeah, they're gonna have all these different.
So this is just going to
studios.
be under DC.
Right, under DC, it'll say probably DC, but it will be like Jinxworld, whatever their banner is gonna look like. So it'll
Okay.
differentiate it from like the main
Gotcha.
stuff. You know, like how they do like Vertigo.
Yeah.
It says Vertigo, but it still has like the DC logo smaller on it.
Yep.
So yeah, they're actually gonna have multiple ones because a couple of the other things we're gonna talk about, which are right after this, is the Neil Gaiman stuff, and then also they just announced some more creator-owned stuff that will be under yet another imprint. So they're kind of like dividing the house up a little bit. But the second title that he announced is called Cover, and it actually pairs up David Mack with Bendis. I really like David Mack's, like he does like watercolory painted art style.
Mhm.
Really nice, visually, really great palette of colors that he uses. It's much more like I guess muted, pastel-y. But it's a really cool style that he brings to the book. So that should be interesting. And what they did as well with some of his other stuff, like Scarlet, remember he did that? That's a really cool story. Powers, Brilliant, that he actually worked on with Mark Bagley. If you go to, actually, no, is it done? What is today? Oh, it ended yesterday. Sorry, folks. Hopefully you caught on to the DC digital store, because they had the first issue of 5 different titles available that you could download and read for free. So that unfortunately ended yesterday. But cool that they would do that. So it sounds like he may be bringing that over and rolling that up into those titles, that is, up into Jinxworld eventually. So United States of Murder Inc., Scarlet, Powers, Takio, and Brilliant were the ones that were available. But yeah, so that's pretty cool. They're gonna be doing that.
Yeah.
So that's the Bendis stuff. I'm more excited about that than I am for the mainline stuff, like the Superman stuff.
Gotcha. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that because I don't know. I guess that's more of his style. I guess I was just thinking like he's going to DC, so it's just gonna be like superhero stuff. No,
No,
never mind.
you're getting Yakuza tattoo artist.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Whatever.
Yeah,
I see your enthusiasm,
Yeah.
Justin.
It's like,
you're like, woo, freaking who?
you want to go that route, I guess, but I mean, no, hey,
It seems like it should be an image book that's done in fine.
Right?
But whatever. Do what you
Yeah.
want.
Hey,
Oh, yeah,
when you're
yeah.
Bendis, you can do what you want.
Yeah, they kind of seem like they gave him the keys to the city right away.
Right.
You know?
And it makes you wonder, like, if they're just gonna, if they're maybe gonna rely on his name
Mhm.
just to sell books. I mean, because
I
I
mean-
think that Brian Michael Bendis is somewhat of a household name a little bit.
yeah. I mean, but that's similar to what they're doing with Snyder and Capullo and
Yeah.
Jim Lee and all that. It's just like
Mhm.
throw the name on a book and people just like Marvel on the other side, variants coming out. J. Scott Campbell, boom, it sells as soon as you put his name there. So,
Yeah.
Mhm. It's like
He's
an
gonna be
all-star
busy.
basketball all-star team.
yeah,
Yeah. If you remember last week, we were talking about Fox tapping into Bendis to write the Kitty Pryde movie. Remember
Mhm.
that Codename 143 we're talking about?
yes,
Yep. That's going to be written by Bendis. So he's going to be having his hands full.
Mhm.
Quite full.
Makes
Yeah.
yeah.
So Funny, I
I'm more excited about the Kitty Pryde movie than any other thing he's attached to.
That's right. Yeah, that's back to Marvel stuff. Yeah, so that's cool. Well, maybe you'll be more excited about this. DC is launching a Sandman universe imprint under the Vertigo line. It'll be launching later in the year, and there's multiple titles, 4 of them, in fact, that will be launched under it. He'll maintain editorial control over all of it because it's all of his properties are related to his properties. It kicks off this summer, actually, with a Sandman universe issue number 1 to one shot. That's where you'll get a taste of each of the 4 books. And it's pretty cool. He's working with Bilkis Everly. Jay Lee does the covers for them. If you like his stuff, maybe a lot of people had issue with like the Spawn stuff that he was doing, but he has a pretty cool style. Yeah. So you're getting Books of Magic, House of Whispers, Lucifer, and The Dreaming will be the 4. So those should be interesting. And then they got writers. A lot of them I'm not too familiar with. I know Cy Spurrier, but Dan Waters, Kat Howard, and Nalo Hopkinson I'm not too familiar with. So I don't know. Like, I don't have an opinion on that. I don't really know how they'll be. But I
want to say a couple of them wrote in that newest showcase, that like young talent showcase or something.
Yeah. Okay.
So maybe that's what it is.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to check out the Books of Magic. That one sounds cool. I used to read that like a long time ago.
Yeah. Back in the 90s, right? That was when that was coming out. Yeah.
That and like House of Secrets. That was another good one out of Vertigo.
Yeah. They got this one will be House of Whispers.
I'll probably. I mean, these sound pretty interesting, especially like the relaunch of this kind of universe. Like us getting to see Sandman and Doomsday Clock, like first issue. It was
right. Yeah. That was a big surprise. That panel. Everyone was like, "What?"
Like,
yeah.
What's going on? Hadn't seen him in a while.
Exactly. Where did he come from? It was Daniel Hall, right?
Yeah. It wasn't Morbius.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so that'll be interesting to see like which Sandman we see show up.
Yeah.
Also,
right.
So I think a lot of people will be excited about this one.
Yeah. Sounds cool. Definitely be checking out the first issues and nothing else.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, they're doing all this, and at the same time, I think Young Animals is still going on. Gerard Way stuff, right? That younger demo line. All right, cool. So yeah, Sandman stuff, sweet. And then the third one, it was actually announced today. They've been teasing about it sort of for a while. It's called Black Label. So it's a brand new creator-driven line. You're having like Miller is going to be attached to it. Frank Miller, Kelly Sue DeConnick, Zack Snyder, bunch of stuff. So they announced not only is that they're doing this, but it's basically going to be a bunch of these really big names, like I just mentioned, and they'll be doing stories with characters, but out of continuity. So like Elseworlds type of stuff.
Very cool.
So they'll be Superman Year One is by Frank Miller and JR. Batman Damned will be Brian Azzarello and Lee Bermejo. Wonder Woman is the Kelly Sue DeConnick book, and she's doing that with Phil Jimenez, who I know Biggie's Comics really likes. Batman Last Night on Earth will be Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo. So he'll be doing that. Snyder's going to be pretty busy this summer. Wow. Yeah. Wow. And then they're doing the other history of the DC Universe. DC Universe Elseworlds history, I guess. So
nice.
Sounds pretty cool. Yeah. Stuff like that. I really like the Year One stuff. So yeah. I don't know how I like Frank Miller's writing, but not his art. So I'm glad he's on that. But I'm not a big fan of the way Romita Jr. and we've talked about it. I think you feel the same way. The way he draws Superman so stiff, especially like when he's flying. So I don't know.
Is that the creative team for the Superman book?
Yes.
Miller and JR.
Oh, yep. So now, I like the Year Ones, but those two I'm like, really?
No, because John Romita Jr.'s run of Superman in the New 52, that Ulysses story,
Yeah.
was horrible.
Damn
It
Ulysses. Yeah.
looked horrible.
Yeah.
It was
I'm just
not
worried
worth
about
being
Frank
Superman.
Miller getting his hands on, on Superman, just because, I mean, Frank Miller loves to be controversial. It's just like, are we ready for a Superman's gonna tell a little kid to go fuck himself or something stupid, like the type of stuff he likes to do?
Yeah.
But
Like,
it's year one though. He's still like young, naive Clark.
it doesn't mean nothing. I remember All-Star Batman. I was like, Batman had just met Robin. How many times? I'm the goddamn Batman, screaming in his face. So it's just like, it's just, I don't know. I mean, maybe Frank Miller softened his edges a little bit, maybe, but yeah, I can say honestly that like that title it concerns me a little bit. I mean, I'd like to see a year one story, but I'm also I'm apprehensive, just like Justin. It's just like that team seems kind of, I don't know. I mean, if the art's not on point, if the writing's not on point, there's a lot that can go wrong with that team.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he did a good job writing the Batman year one.
Oh, he did a great job.
If he does somewhere along those lines, then I'd totally buy it.
Well, that's why I say
story.
with Frank Miller's is like he's great with street level characters. Absolutely. Did a great run with Daredevil, great run with with Batman. It's just those higher overarching characters. I don't know. Like I couldn't like I wouldn't want him touching Green Lantern. I wouldn't want him working on Superman. It's just for me, I think that those guys, there's so much power with them that it's just like it's almost like a kid with just too much. Kid in a candy store, basically, with a $100 bill. It's just like, what are you actually gonna get? Are you gonna get something that's sensible, or are you just gonna go crazy and just go to the just basically spend all $100 and come up with diabetes? Like that's my question. You know what I mean? So that's the way I look at it with him having a character like Superman. It's just like I think.
What else has he done? He's done. Are all Sin City characters street level characters?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
The most powerful one you have in that, it's like a ninja.
And it was just like, he did a run with he did a run on was it, I think, a small run, but it was still Spider-Man. Just the Spectacular Spider-Man. So I mean, you can argue if you want to that Spider-Man's a little higher than street level, but he's still dealing with street level stuff. Like you wouldn't give him Fantastic Four or Galactus or somebody. It's too much for him, I think.
Yeah.
He's going to tell them like real gritty, like, crime type stories.
Right. Yes.
Yeah. What do you think of Azzarello and Lee Bermejo?
Yeah.
At the team.
I read
a story too.
I read the Superman, and I asked you guys about this off air a while back. I read the Superman with Brian Azzarello and Jim Lee, and I wasn't really impressed. I know it was a long time ago, but I really wasn't impressed with his writing.
I'm the same way. I haven't really, I don't know. There's only been a few of Azzarello's stories I've liked. Like, I didn't like Joker.
Yeah.
That one was not good to me. So
I've always felt like he was like sort of a protege for Frank Miller. So
yeah. But
yeah,
his stories are close sometimes. So but it never really like hits that mark that it's supposed to for me anyway.
Yeah.
A lot of people said that he suffered a decline after after getting, I guess, passed over on Batman to Scott Snyder. Like a lot of people said that like after that he just kind of fell off and wasn't as good. I think a lot of people brought it up saying that like 100 Bullets, which is his book, just wasn't as good as it was in the beginning. And it's just like, so I mean, maybe he reached his peak and it's just something he needs something new to do. I don't know, but I mean,
all these people,
kind
of feels like they're like, okay, you guys fucked up in the past. I'll give you this chance. It's gonna be its own thing, not the main line. And if you do well here, we'll let you back into the main line.
Right. It's like, all right, so you have this story. You've told us you wanted to tell a Superman story, Frank. Kelly Sue, you wanted to tell this story? Go for it. You got it. It's like they're just like, do it. Wow us.
Yep, exactly. Make us impressed. And Greg Rucka is back on Wonder Woman for this imprint too. They got Rucka in there.
Nice. That'd be cool.
Yeah. The one that's kind of probably going to be a sure bet for everybody is Snyder and Capullo reteaming on Batman Last Night.
Yeah.
I know they kind of went their separate ways, right, for a while.
Yeah.
For like a month, it seems like. I mean,
Not that long. Yeah.
Snyder, I mean, we all thought Snyder was done with Batman stories. Isn't that like what happened after All Star? He was going to be done with Batman for a while.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's what he said. He's taken a break from the character for a while.
DC must have thrown a whole bunch of money.
Exactly.
Yeah. Maybe this is something that they had done in the past and it was kind of like already written up and in the bag.
Maybe.
And they just like, because he's super busy right now with the Justice League stuff, right? All that stuff is probably going to be his main focus. What is it? No Justice?
Yeah.
So we'll have to see. That's all coming out later this year. So I'll be looking forward to that. Monday?
No. I said a lot of DC.
Wow. That's pretty quick. Yeah. I know you'll be excited about this, Justin, and I think that actually I don't know if Phil with Superman is, but the Highlander is finally we got some news on that. I love the original stuff, even the TV series. I always watch that like all the way through. I probably literally saw every episode of it, so I was a big fan of Connery and Duncan. So the writer, it's been in the pre-development phase for a while, scripting and stuff. Finally, Ryan Condal finished his script, and he handed it into Lionsgate. It's finally going into pre-production later this October, which basically means that right after that, they're going to kick off, principal filming and stuff. They're still trying to nail down, like, casting, all that type of stuff.
Nice.
Where exactly they'll be filming, which will probably be like, I don't know, the Highlands and Atlanta. They always seem to throw Atlanta in there.
Maybe I can get in. Maybe it's supposed to be like a Scottish thing. I'm just like,
you could go as Thor,
right?
Like a Highlander Thor.
I'll just like show up. Like, I got a hammer, guys.
Yeah. Instead of a sword, you have a hammer.
Okay.
Yeah, he'll die before the beginning credits.
Yeah.
Yeah, before the screen or before the roll spins, I'm already.
Yeah.
Dope.
You look over at Jane Foster and say, "There can be only one," and you kill her. So I guess this has been like a good decade in the making that we're finally getting to this point where they're going to be moving forward with it. The director is Chad Stahelski, who did John Wick.
That's cool.
So that's pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
And Condal, he did Colony. I don't know if you saw that on USA.
Yeah.
And he also is working on Conan for Amazon TV series. So cool stuff he's got going on. This is thought to be, I guess he's kind of making it into a sort of trilogy thing. And there's parallels to like his writing style and the way he approaches it to John Wick. And in fact, I mentioned the October thing. It's probably going to start filming immediately after he's done with John Wick 3. So,
I mean, I'll check it out. Sounds cool. I like swords.
Yeah.
I'm just worried that no one's gonna play a good Kurgan.
Oh yeah.
I love the Kurgan's my favorite part of that whole movie. Like he's especially when he's in the modern day and he's just being like,
when he's in the church.
Yeah. Like,
everyone's looking at him like, I love that scene where in the movie where they're in the car and he's just like driving all crazy and like she's just sitting there screaming and like he's laughing at
Mom. Yeah. That was great. And then
it's so over the top. It's fun.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. The original is such a classic that's just, and then Sean Connery as Ramirez. How do you replace that? That's
I don't know, but maybe they'll get not a Scottish guy with a Scottish accent to play a character that's supposed to be from Spain.
Hey, Sean Connery. I don't care what accent he does. I don't care
what was that. You're right. Yeah.
He could literally be, supposedly be
anything.
Algonquin Indian and still talk. I represent the Algonquins and that I don't care. You don't even have to do an accent. Just do what you do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sean
I
Connery, he's
think
allowed.
pick Ewan McGregor. I think he would be good,
Oh,
And
yeah.
that's exactly what I was thinking too.
right?
Somebody in the chat said Gerard Butler.
Gerard Butler, yeah. James McAvoy is Scottish too. I don't know if you guys know that.
Yeah.
But no, I think McGregor would be great.
Yeah, I'd be.
Conor McGregor. No, I'm just kidding.
Only thing you have to worry about with him is that he may actually get in a real fight on stage.
Yeah, right. Exactly right. Hey, I hear Peter Capaldi's working for work. That's
He could definitely have a part in it.
Dr. Highlander who?
Yeah, exactly. That would be cool.
Yeah.
My cane's a sword. Cane sword.
Yeah. So yeah, that'd be pretty cool. So oh yeah, Ramirez. Coming for you, Ramirez. With my sick voice, I can sound like that. Another one I'm excited. Well, maybe not. I don't know how to describe it. Yes, I'm excited. This is a CROW reboot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The last couple, I'll pretend they didn't happen. But that first movie, man, let me tell you, that movie, the actors, the soundtrack, everything about that first CROW movie is just top of my list, man. That movie is just freaking fantastic.
And
So
that's why you don't mess with it.
Right.
yeah, exactly. But they are. So it's gonna be called the CROW Reborn. And what it's doing is reimagining James O'Barr's graphic novel again. It's not going to be like a brand new story or whatever. It's going to be that same story from the novel. So they're kind of going back. That's why it's a reboot, not just a quadrilogy thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know too much about it right now. It'll be through how do you say it? Relativity.
Mm-hmm.
So they were originally, and I remember talking about this, and I was like, "Shit, I hope not." And I think we all had the same reaction before. Warner Brothers was doing Aquaman. They were looking at Jason Momoa
For the CROW.
for the CROW.
Yeah,
So-
I think he'd make a good CROW.
No, he wouldn't.
No?
That wouldn't.
No, he'd be a horrible CROW.
Well, he's got the look. I guess that's what I'm referring to.
Not really. I think he's taller than Brandon Lee. He's bigger than Brandon Lee, and it's just like
He's got long hair. That's about it.
that's exactly. He's got long hair, shaved his face, and just he has long hair. Okay,
Paint your face white. So,
I'm sorry, man.
I'm
There's,
just wondering if
there's
they're
too
gonna
much.
get-
I mean, and maybe it's my own bias because I grew up as a kid in the '90s, and it was just a really great movie. But it's just, I'm sorry, man. It's just like that's one I think you shouldn't touch. I think that and Scarface are two movies that you should never touch. Those are like, it's just there's too much. There's too many iconic actors in them. There's just way.
Yeah.
The performances were good. It's just I wouldn't mess with it. Like, I mean, I know it's gonna be a reboot. I'm probably honestly I probably won't give my money to it. I'm probably most likely gonna just find it somewhere at some point, whether it's Redbox or online somewhere, and I'm just gonna watch it that way. And if I'm pleasantly surprised, great. But if I'm not, then at least I didn't pay for it.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it matters who's directing. Like, who's going to direct it? Did you say
Alex
just
Proyas? Alex
And
Proyas.
what has he done? What has he done in the past?
I would have to look it up for you.
Okay.
I remember looking him up a while back. I guess when I first this bit of news. And okay, so iRobot knowing Gods of Egypt was really bad. We'll just
Oh my
forget about that one.
gosh.
I still haven't seen that. I've just heard it was really bad.
Oh, it's
Do
terrible.
yourself a favor and keep that going and still
Mhm.
not see it.
Oh
Let's
man,
see what else did he do. Dark City. He
City.
did The Crow in '94.
Oh, he did.
So maybe that was what they were
Okay.
doing.
Yeah.
All right. Well, he's in.
Wait a minute.
I remember
Oh, yeah,
I went to go
okay.
see I went to go see Straight Outta Compton, and I wandered into the theater where Gods of the Gods of Egypt was playing. Literally nobody in the theater, not a soul. And I was just like, watched about 5 minutes. I was like, this thing is horrible, and I walked right out. I could have sat in there and watched the whole thing if I wanted to. Right after watching Straight Outta Compton.
Oh, you know what? I misspoke. They were
Uh-oh.
just talking about Proyas from the first movie. It looks like they have Corin Hardy to do this movie. So let me look him up. Or she. I don't know. Corn. Is that a male or female?
Who knows?
I would assume male, but that's just me.
See, that's what's wrong with this world. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, you know, I mean, my bias. I'm sorry.
You can't assume anymore. You can't.
Exactly.
Right.
Now gender's back to being a choice again. Let's not get into that.
That's fine.
Thank you.
So TiVo, I saw Gods of Egypt on Cody High, and it sucked.
It must really be bad.
It was horrible, dude. It was like, I mean, have you ever seen the second Mortal Kombat movie?
Yeah.
I mean, I mean, writing wise, it was horrible. Effects wise, it was better than that, but not by much. It was, I mean, it's an embarrassment for something to come out at this stage and, you know, cinematography and be that bad. It's just like, holy shit. Like, wow.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, this guy hasn't really done much. He's doing the Nun, the Nun, which I think is one of the horror movie things. I think the Nun is the one. Let me look at this. It's the one.
They're redoing the Flying Nun.
No, I think it's like spinning off. Maybe this isn't the right one. There's a movie that's spinning off of those horror movies with that nun.
Like The Ring or something like that.
There was like a demon nun.
Jesse, please direct your attention to the chat.
Yes.
It's actually a very flashy. Very flashy. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Gotta mention this. Thank you, TiVo, for the super chat. Much appreciated, homie. So Lords of the Long Box this Saturday, 4 p.m. Pacific on Lords of the Long Box YouTube channel will be the next live auction. And Tim did put up a video previewing the books, The Conjuring. Thank you. Previewing the books that will be in the auction. So after this and after Rebel Cat, check it out. See the books, show up there, and have fun. Even if you don't see something that you like in the auction, come hang out. You know, the auctions. One thing I can say about the auctions, whether it's Edwin's, whether it's TiVo's, whether it's Legends, the chat, everybody shows up. It's a ton of fun. It's a ton of fun. So even if you're not buying books, it's like just come hang out. You're gonna have a good time, guaranteed. So yeah, that'll be Saturday night, 4 p.m. Pacific. So,
and I gotta admit, I was watching his video, and he got some sweet books.
Yeah, right. So I want you guys to check out the video and see what you like. But I better see you there Saturday night.
We will be there with bells on.
Right? Am I overselling it, Tim? So thank you for the super chat, by the way. I appreciate it. Oh yeah, of course, the New York Warriors. Yeah, how can I forget that? Duh. They always
Auction was
there's so much good stuff in this community. I figure, like, because people do some similar stuff. Like, if I mention one, I feel like I have to like mention them all, and I feel bad if I don't.
The whole community.
You know, yeah. Once you get going, it's like a snowball effect. You know, you end up naming everybody after a while. You've gone through like 300 names. You know,
it's the same way when you start talking about live shows, like doing your video. You're like, man, I'm forgetting.
Exactly. You run through like 2 shows every day for the whole week, and it took like 10 minutes. But it's all good stuff, you know. It's all good stuff. That's the crazy thing about it, because we like, I don't know about you guys, like, but if it's good, it's good. You know, if it's something that's not good, I'm not going to talk crap about it, but I probably won't mention it. Yeah. But if it's good, you know, I love to promote that, you know, for those people. Oh, yeah. And with all the live shows, they're all freaking good, man. You know, they're all good, all different flavors, all different styles of people. You know, different type of topic stuff. So, yeah, it's easy to get going with that. But, cool. So there we go. Now we have CROW Reborn on the way. So, hoping it'll be good. But whoever they pick will never be as good, in my opinion, as Brandon Lee.
No,
that's my CROW.
Yeah,
this new person. # not my CROW.
I'm just thinking, like you said, the soundtrack, everything about it's just like, you can't replace that soundtrack. That soundtrack is great.
Yeah, you can't capture that lightning in a bottle twice, you know.
No.
So yeah, it can't rain all the time. All right, so let's move on to some Star Wars stuff.
Yeah.
Apparently, John Williams, the composer, has said that he's done. So I don't know if that really means anything, because I'm sure Disney owns the sound of Star Wars, so they'll just be able to reuse it.
Yeah.
But who knows what they'll do. That's like for the most iconic stuff. They could probably just fit someone else. I don't know who would be good as a replacement, but
Is he done on just Star Wars, or just is he retiring from composing altogether?
he said with Star Wars.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I mean, you know, Disney probably can replicate his sound without infringing, without a problem. So hey,
Yeah,
do what you gotta do.
that's right. Lords of the Long Box said, "Did you guys talk about Rob Liefeld?" Yes, we did. That was what we came out the gate swinging with that.
We talked about Brigade and how awesome Brigade is.
Right.
Justin's
Awesome
loaded up
stuff.
for his pump and dump.
No, those stay. Those are precious, precious collectible items.
That's right.
That can be yours for $5.
They were rare. Not many of them were printed, so hang on to those.
Ooh, I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna go finish up my run of Young Blood and Brigade this weekend for a
Yeah.
$1.
That's right. When I saw their print run for that, I thought I was looking at the McDonald's sign over 9 billion sold.
Yeah, right. I ain't gonna lie though, man. Justin talking about it had me at least wanting to go and maybe dig up some of that stuff just to kind of flip through it and read it.
Yeah.
I mean, you seriously, Brigade, you can find like 1 through 5, like the miniseries and the regular series. You can get all of them for like $5.
Mm-hmm.
You really can. They're just out there.
Yeah.
There's tons of them.
Right.
And it's fun, quick reads.
They're easy to find. If you want something that's challenging to chase down the Malibu Sun preview stuff
Oh,
for
yeah.
the 2 titles.
Yeah.
That's going to be a challenge for you. So, yeah, Cabot definitely looks like Cable. We were talking about him earlier. I think he's the one. Wait, no, Cabot's the brother, right?
Yeah, this is Bloodstone.
Yeah, that's Cabot's brother.
Battlestone, sorry.
Yeah.
But for the guy who created Deadpool, Cable, and all those characters, don't you think that he could rip him off and put him in his own title? I think he deserves that.
Yeah. Damn, man. Liefeld's having a good couple months right now.
He's been having a good couple years.
7 figures for this. Now he's got this right before the sequel to his like smash hit from like one of his most popular characters comes out. On top of that, Marvel's, getting on the hype. They're pumping out like the Domino miniseries, that Gail Simone's doing with Greg Land, and like, he's just sitting back and just, man, it must be a good time to be Rob Liefeld. Let me just say that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. All right. So, we'll see what John Williams does. Mark Hamill, he did a interview recently.
Oh, okay.
And he said that he refused to believe that Luke died at the end of TLJ. He says, and this is the quote, "I refuse to believe that he's gone. My theory is he just teleported to somewhere else and left his robe behind. Maybe he just went to like a steam room or something. He teleported. Oh yeah, actually, it's funny that I didn't read the last part of it. He's Hamill says he teleported to a nudist colony. That's what I'm hoping. That part's a joke, but he is talking about maybe Luke. We'll see Luke more in the future. I think we will, whether he's still alive or however they want to make a convoluted story around that, or as a Force ghost. I think he'll appear in the future, much in the same way that Yoda appeared in the last one.
Yeah, that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna make him a Force ghost.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Although it would be cool to see him take on the whole Empire with a laser sword. That would have been cool.
Yeah.
Like, just that line alone, like, really, I think upset some people, just because like you have the guy who's saying it, being like, it's almost like every that line, at least to me, was like every anti-Star Wars person's like, it's got a laser sword. Like, why would you ever call it that? Like, you're supposed to be, the last true person that like knows that weapon's all about, and you're like, oh, laser sword. Fucking bullshit.
Yeah. One of the things that kind of, I don't know, I never really mentioned it, but in The Last Jedi, when Rey went up to him tried to hand him the lightsaber, and he just kind of like tossed it over his shoulder. You know, that was supposed to be like a funny throwaway moment, right? He's like, nope. But being like a monk or a warrior monk, which is really what they were, right?
Yes.
The Jedi. You're supposed to like, that's your weapon. That's something that you like really revere and respect, and that's like your lifeline, and that's like the one thing that you can't like disrespect, essentially. You know. So I was really surprised to see him be so cavalier about something that's supposed to be so important and sacred to somebody who is a warrior monk. Yeah. So you guys know who Jon Favreau is, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Happy Hogan.
Yeah.
Right. Among other things. So he has been tapped to direct, as well as serve as EP, which is executive producer for a live-action Star Wars TV series. So
Really?
I think that's pretty cool. Yeah, it's going to be for the streaming service. I believe he's going to be writing it, directing it, all that stuff. So that's pretty cool. And he is just so you know, familiar with canon and the world. He did multiple what do you call it? Multiple episodes of the Clone Wars. He was pre-Vizsla. Do you know who that is? So the Vizsla, yeah, they're the House of Vizsla is what it's called. It's they're Mandalorians. They live on Mandalore. And he was part of what was called the Death Watch. And he's the one, and you may be familiar with this. His house, the House of Vizsla, are the ones who wielded the dark saber. Lightsaber with a dark kyber crystal in it. His ancestor was the first one to have it, and it was passed down, you know, through the generations, eventually landing in Happy Hogan's lap. So, yeah,
Happy Hogan,
unhappy Hogan.
Yeah, but imagine a lightsaber, but it's black. You know,
That's pretty cool.
and it had like a Highlander hilt on it. Not a hilt. What do you call it?
Yeah, you're talking right. The hilt where you held it.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Okay. So it had more like that old katana style hilt versus what we see with like some of the other stuff with the metal. But that's kind of going back to it being such an old weapon.
Nice.
So yeah, that should be pretty cool. They're gearing up all of their IPs and stuff to where I'm probably going to end up having to buy this old Disney streaming service and add it to the Hulus and the Netflix and Amazon Prime and all this other stuff I got going on.
You know, it's funny because nothing Disney is ever cheap. You're always going to pay a premium for Disney stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think they're gonna stay competitive with the other ones. I don't think you're gonna pay that much more than the other ones because, you know, why would you switch? You know what I'm saying? It's just like
because it's Disney. A lot of people, and then if Disney takes away
there's
all their stuff, but if they take all their stuff away from Netflix, then you kind of wouldn't have any choice.
Oh, of course you would. You know, I mean, Disney stuff. I mean, it's still sold in DVD form. Like there's so much stuff that people have that's Disney. That's like people can just go back and get DVDs. That's not a problem. And I mean, don't forget, there's other ways around it. Like, you know, there's like Kodi and things like that. So it's just like Disney would be smart to not sit there and be like, oh, we're gonna charge you $50 a month. Like, yeah, okay, well,
yeah, but
go ahead and watch the shit for free.
Yeah, but you got to think the movies alone, the Disney movies, right? That's targeted at every household in America that is too lazy to work around the system. You know, I mean, realistically, that's what it is. So they're going to get their money off that, and if they charge more, they'll charge more and they'll get more.
Yeah,
yeah.
But I don't think it'll be that much more than what you pay for like Netflix and stuff.
They might start out like that, but I wouldn't. It wouldn't surprise me if Disney was about like $14.99 or something like that.
I bet it's 20.
Think it'd be 20.
Yeah, but that's not that much more than Netflix. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not like
no, it isn't. But like, you know, people that's gonna ruffle some people's feathers.
It's double the price of Netflix,
right?
No, Netflix is I think $12 a month now.
Mine's $9.99.
Yeah, now they are.
No, like you might.
Yeah, no, they bumped it up. It's like $11.99 plus tax.
Like, Netflix has been steadily creeping up their prices on people, and they also have different tiers. So you might only have it for it's like on one device. If you have it to use on multiple devices, that's where they start getting you. So Netflix is definitely like they know that for a while they cornered the market on that whole shit, and it's just like once they got the chance to kind of really exploit it, they did, because it was just like, what, we're gonna. I mean, you can look at it where it's just like, I'm not 100% familiar with Hulu, but I think you can use it on however many devices you want.
Yeah.
But I mean, the thing about it is just that, like I said, like I don't think they're gonna, go crazy charging people way more, but I think it'll be a little bit more expensive. But they are bringing to you a lot more content right out the gate, just because Netflix had to build up. Like, I remember when they first had the streaming service, it took a while to get a good. I mean, you having to watch like B movies and just the weirdest stuff. Yeah. And like certain things would have, a lot of different things, rent licenses ran out quickly, but it was just like, but there was some movies that like literally like you'd never heard of before. That's like, oh, okay, watch.
Old Yeller.
It was like Transmorphers instead of Transformers.
Yeah.
Transmorphers. I remember.
Yeah. I almost canceled it right away. I was like, this is ridiculous.
Oh,
I'm not
man.
watching crap like that.
But and now they've stepped up their game, and early this morning, Jessica Jones season 2 came out.
Yep. So
my weekend watching that.
Actually, Tim brings up a good point, which I was going to mention. Somebody said he says that Disney, and I've heard this before, they only release like some of their animated movies on DVDs like once every so many years. So
yeah, they lock them away in the
until they revise them again, and then
right. So this will be another way for them. I don't know, kind of a way around that, really. So I don't know.
Jackie wants to know if they're gonna release Song of the South. No. If they do, it'll be heavily edited. Trust me.
I have a question for you guys and the people in the chat. Have they released any Disney animation on 4K?
I don't think so. Not yet.
That'd probably be the next step, huh?
Well, because the only outside of I mean, unless they have 4K DVD players or whatever, the only thing that I know plays 4K or that does 4K is the Xbox One, like the most recent one. You can play games in 4K. So I think they'll wait until that becomes more of a standard with televisions. I think a lot of people still haven't switched over to that yet, but yeah,
I can see that. But I don't know, man. I grew up off the Donald Duck, the older cartoons, and on VHS. So I mean, if they gave me a lot of content, like I'm talking about almost your entire Disney library, like I would totally be on board, man. Because I mean, I let my kids watch that stuff too,
If you've ever that's the thing, if you've ever seen Cody, like and the people that have like a Disney setup on there, there's so much stuff. I mean, you think of it this way: cartoons don't even think about those. Just live action movies, there's hundreds of them, hundreds of live action. It's the things that you would never even that you probably just forgot about. It's just like
they have a Herbie the Love Bug too, or something.
All those things, Herbie the Love Bug, that Don Cat. I was like Mr. Limpet. There's so many just crazy movies that they did that were like live action movies that no one even remembers, or even and it's just like so. And then the cartoons, forget it. And it's just like there's gonna be. I mean, they will probably have just everything under the sun that you can imagine. I mean, and then there's some stuff that like I'm wondering what their rating structure is gonna be, because Disney has gone ahead and made or they have, I guess, subsidiaries of their company that have made R-rated movies. Like Pulp Fiction's an R-rated Disney movie. Reservoir Dogs, all those, because Miramax is owned by Disney. So there's a lot of stuff that, like, I mean, it's kind of crazy that it's just like, when you look at the whole spectrum of it, like, what are they offering? What are they not offering? What's going to happen? It's like, there's going to be a lot of different stuff. So, I mean, I'm like you, I'm excited for it. And I tend to think that it's not going to be too expensive, but we'll see. We'll see.
We will see.
Yeah. But I can tell you that Song of the South probably will not be on there. It's just, I've seen it before. It's not. It's not. I've seen it before, and it's pretty. It's very dated. That's the nicest way I'll say it. But
So how does that work though? Like, if Disney's gonna own properties that put out R-rated films, do they just let like Miramax be the one that kind of has their name attached to it, and then Disney just kind of hides in the background?
I don't know.
Or...
I think well, the way that it go, like you wouldn't know. Like you'd have no idea. It's just a subsidiary of them. So it's just like they only come out and say it. Like the only reason that I even know that is because Quentin Tarantino got pissed off at he got pissed off at Disney because of The Force Awakens was put in all these different theaters at the same time he was trying to release Hateful Eight, and he's like, I worked for Disney before, like I made like Pulp Fiction, Reservoir Dogs, these are all and he went ahead and spilled it out, and he's like, I don't know why they're screwing me over like this, but I think what's gonna happen is just that I think that Disney most likely is gonna step away from those ones. Those are probably the ones that are still gonna be on Netflix and things like that, just because I don't think that people want parents are probably not gonna want it once they find out like, oh, like that's all stuff came from Disney too. It's just like Disney wants to keep that wholesome image, so I don't think they're gonna really let too much of that we're into everything kind of come out in the wash like that. That's just me.
And you know what's funny, since we're talking about this, does Disney play ads like how Hulu did? Or Hulu does
ads for the Disney store or the resorts or something.
Well, even on that channel, because my niece, when she was younger, it was Disney Channel on loop, and all they would do is just play commercials for their own content over and over again. It was never commercials for like you would never see like food and like buy. It would just be like, coming up next, this thing, and then what's it called? Frozen's out in theaters. Go see Frozen, and so they basically try to just keep it centric to Disney all the time. So if it's an ad, they'll probably get you to try to watch something else. Like, oh, did you like 101 Dalmatians? Well, check out this movie. We have this movie.
Just keep in the circle.
Yeah, I think that Netflix doesn't do any kind of commercials throughout their content. They will have like trailers play right after you watch or finish either a movie or a series. So maybe they go that route with it. I don't know. I really don't see them.
Or promote the next. I'm sorry, Justin. Go ahead.
I'm completely okay watching a trailer more so than an ad. You know what I'm saying? Even though the trailer is an ad, I understand. But I'm way more okay with them throwing up.
Like the next Infinity
trailer for something related to what I just watched that maybe I want to watch next or something like that. But
I would like to see them, hold it to the end of whatever it is that they're, So if you're watching a movie, I don't want it to break up every like 10 minutes and just be like, oh, ad for this thing, because that's what Hulu will do. Hulu will give you, I think, 2 ad breaks in between whatever it is you're watching, and I mean it's not long. It's maybe like a minute or so. But it's still kind of like, I want to get back to what I was watching. I don't want to sit there and see this.
I mean, realistically, I can find most anything I want to watch on YouTube. So.
Yeah.
You're right.
That begs an even better question. So now is Disney going to take all their content or copyrighted content off of YouTube and just like, you know what? All this gone. Don't want anyone else. I mean, I'm sure the people will still upload it some way, shape, and form, but I wonder if this is going to be a mass exodus of content from YouTube because Disney owns it.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
It's going to be interesting. Whatever. Nothing stays the same forever, so something's going to change.
That's right. Just like in Peter Parker's world. Did you guys read 797?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
So, who wants to give us a rundown?
Go. We've been over talking Justin.
What? No, you're good, man. It's Spider-Man's your buddy. You go for it.
All right. Well, I gotta say, let's not do spoilers because it just came out the other day. But I will say, if you are picking this up and not reading it and expecting this to be a key issue for it, it may be key in terms of being part of the story or the run later on, but this is not we said this for the past couple issues. This is not the Red Goblin first appearance.
Right.
Okay. So,
come on. I just want to be like, come on, it's the Red Goblin. Come on, we all know it is.
Never.
But actually, since Jesse brought that up, one of the things I did find interesting about the book is when every time Norman Osborn talked, his speech bubble, it was like a square, but it had a green rim around it, which indicated that, you know,
It was
Green Goblin. Yeah.
yeah.
Here's the thing, and I've been saying this. I've been saying this since, you know, it was kind of a, you know, oh, Red Goblin's coming, Red Goblin. And once they said that first issue, he's not Red Goblin, he's actually Carnage now, or the Carnage symbiote bonded with Norman Osborn. You're gonna have to wait until issue. I think 799 will be the cameo, and then, you know, 800 will be when they full out bring them. You know, or, like one of those two. It's not gonna happen. Like they're not gonna waste 800. 800 is gonna be, you know, the big deal issue. That's what I think is gonna happen. I think that's when you're gonna see the full appearance of them. So that's just me.
Okay. My thing with it though is, like, we haven't even touched on this though, is Peter Parker in this book. Like him and Mary Jane,
You know.
supposedly something happens that causes it not to happen. I mean, I'll spoil that because that was at the beginning. But just the way Peter, like, kind of takes that, and then the way he leaves and stuff, I was like, man, this is crap. This is not, like, I don't know. I just didn't like it. I did not like the way that situation was handled.
Peter Parker.
I don't know. It just made him. It made him feel weak to me or something. I don't know. I didn't like it. But yeah,
you know,
Norman's whole part though was crazy because you didn't know who he's talking to at the beginning there. You know, for a while you don't find out.
You don't see that person.
Talking to. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're kind of guessing. You know, as you're reading the whole issue, trying to guess who it is. But that was probably the best part of it to me. I guess was the reveal. What?
No, I'm sorry. Tim is just being Tim. I'm sorry.
I see what he said.
I'm sorry, guys. But I like the read. I mean, I thought it was good. It definitely has mystery to it. I mean, again, we're not spoiling it, but one of the things that kind of puzzled me a little bit was how he was able to utilize the Carnage symbiote already, and what I mean by that is with what's his name, Philip Urich, the Goblin. What's his name? The Goblin King, or yeah. What he did to him, and I was just like, well, I mean, because I kind of thought it would take time to learn how to use something like that, but I guess he knows how to use it already. So
yeah, he's like, don't call me a Goblin Knight now, bitch. I'm a Goblin King.
Well, I mean, it seems like that Carnage is already there because he's feeding Carnage. You know what I'm saying? He catches, spoiler, he catches a rat and eats it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty gross.
So and you can see in the shadow of there, like it becomes not his head when he bites off the head because they don't show it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, we're getting glimpses of Carnage, and you can already see that Norman's making concessions to Carnage to do things that he wouldn't normally do to keep Carnage at bay, kind of, you know?
Yeah.
He's channeling his inner Ozzy.
That was good, Jesse. That was good. Instead of a bat, it was a rat.
Or a pigeon.
I don't know, man. For somebody who's really stepped away from Marvel for probably the past couple of years and has always been a Spider-Man fan, there's definitely some interest there for me now. And it may only go up to issue 800, but I'm interested, and I'm definitely on board for at least the next 3 issues that come out.
Yeah, for sure. Brian B, he says at least there are no imprints in it. It's a big, it's $10 issue, $9.99 or whatever. But it is all the story. So there's no like reprints or backup stories or extra ads. 80 pages, but it's a big old story throughout. So that's cool.
Well, the other thing too is
that's worth that price of admission, in my opinion.
I have no problem paying $10 for that book, just because it's not like when 25 came out and it was just a shitbag story.
Yeah,
trying to use to promote, there, I wasn't buying that. I still haven't bought it. If I seen $1 bin, I probably won't buy it, just because I just don't buy into it that much, because it was just like, that's a gimmick. This is an actual, straight out story for the actual run that's going to be good. So I'm in for this.
Yeah. Evan says, shout out to Red Goblin first appearance in Spectacular Spider-Man instead of Amazing. That would be hilarious.
That would be awesome.
Oh man, imagine that.
I'd piss people off.
That'd be great.
Like, surprise.
But did you experience the same thing that I did with this issue this week? Like my shop, like I was talking to my shop owner about it. They had already had people come in and try to buy every issue of the one that came out this week. They also found that somebody had taken a couple issues of this issue and put it behind the reprints that came out from the previous issue this week.
Really?
Like they were already hiding stuff. So
Tell me about it.
Nothing like that for me.
Next issue, when the next issue comes out, he's just going to keep them behind the counter.
The last $7.96 at my shop, they had behind the counter, because everybody was like freaking out and going nuts, and they were just like, but these ones, they had them, out in the open. Nobody was doing anything stupid. But
I got to be honest with you guys. ASM is not a big seller at my LCS, so we didn't even have any extras for people to grab. So I actually had to go to a couple other LCSs, but my speculation mind started going because I actually came across a 794 second print where the cover actually has Osborn holding the canister with the symbiote in it. Now, it was actually a really cool cover. Now, I know all they did was they took the panel and put on the cover, but
those are going to be hard to get or maintain in high grade, being that they're so black.
Well, this one wasn't black. This one wasn't black, but it's already a $15 to $20 book on eBay, and it just came out the other day, so that was kind of a surprise.
There's one with Norman on the cover, and he's kind of like looking up at the camera, so to speak, and he's got the carnage around him. That's the one I was thinking about. That's a really black cover. That's the second print, I think. But so there's gonna be that. There's a few different books that have gone off the shelves really quickly. There's that one, obviously. Oh, $7.95 is the black cover. Thank you. The Thanos stuff is flying off the shelves. And one of the books, you'd be surprised about this one, Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur issue number 28.
Really? What's special about that?
Check that out. It's the first appearance of a cosmic character named Omnipotensis. So she's there. You have Moon Girl, and they're basically trying to stop this character from, kind of like Galactus, how he eats everything. She's like ramped that up a notch. She eats entire universes. So she's going to come and like eat the 616. So it's her and this team she put together with Fantastic 3. They're trying to find out who to recruit to make their own Fantastic Four-ish sort of team. But they're fighting this big old cosmic level character. And you would be surprised at what that thing is going for on eBay right now. So
I'm going to check right now.
Yeah, pretty low print run on that. We've talked about how not many people in the direct market, in any case, as single issues, are buying that. So
28.
That's one. Yeah, I think 28. Yes, that's going to be one that flew under the radar of most people, and now it will probably be hard to find. Shops aren't ordering that many of that book.
No, because it's just like, no one really is. I mean, who even buys it, really?
But
I'm gonna tell you, it's a fun story. It's a fun story. Yeah, if Jackio likes it,
must be good.
Yeah, right. He's a man with good taste, that Jackio.
Speaks his mind. So if he says it's good, it's probably good. I mean, I'm sure it's a fun book. I know they pushed that with the that's the reason that Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur is still going, is they push that books into the schools and stuff like that. So
yeah.
So that book just came out yesterday?
I think it was last week.
Yeah.
Oh, last week. Okay.
Did you see it on eBay?
Yeah, it's holding strong at about $30 with shipping.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crept up. There's a couple, I think. I'd have to look back, but yeah, it might hit. high 40s towards 50.
Yeah, it's about the 25 to 30 with shipping right now.
Yeah. Okay, so it's coming back down then from where it was. Yeah. It came out 2 weeks ago. Thank you. So
Dang, somebody bought one for $100. Holy crap.
I'm telling you. Yeah, that flew under most people. And then everyone's like, oh, first appearance of a cosmic level character. Chase it. Yeah. That's gonna come. That's gonna be a book. If you buy into that now, you're gonna be mad in a while because that price is gonna come way down. I don't know. It depends on what they do with this character. She'll probably fade into obscurity.
Honestly, I remember everybody was talking. No, the last character I remember them having that was new was Ego's daughter, the female planet.
Girl Moon.
That showed up in another one of her issues.
Girl Moon was her name.
Yeah, Girl Moon, that's the one. And it's just like, I mean, it's not expensive. I mean, but it's a guy's, cool one to get, I guess, just to have. But I mean, yeah, that would be like the one that you're talking about, 28. That would be tough to get if you're not actually actively reading that story. Like, I mean, if you're collecting the run, yeah, I can see it. But if you're not, then you'd be like, oh, like you said, flew right under the radar. No one has any idea.
Yeah, right. So, all right. So, 797. Let's go back to that. Pick it up. Actually, give it a grade, 1 through 10, and then tell us if you think people should pick it up, wait for it to be in a dollar bin, or just don't even bother with that. It's so bad. So those are your rankings.
Okay. I'll go first. I don't know. It wasn't horrible. I give it like a 7.5 for me.
Okay.
Just because I haven't been on Spider-Man in a while. So, and then I don't know. If you're not a massive Spider-Man fan, wait for the dollar bins.
Okay.
Done. Because I just feel like the character is going to be a one and done. He'll be announced, and then they're going to split back. So it's just going to be a story arc. It's not going to be an ongoing. Like, we're not going to see this Green Goblin, Carnage character going forward. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I agree with Justin. I give it about a 4 out of 5 or 8 out of 10, or whatever you want to say. And I agree. I mean, it's not a character I see sticking around, but it is fun just to talk about it.
Yeah.
But like I said, it was a good read for me. I think I gave it a 4 because I don't give any modern book a 5 anymore because they're no longer 22 pages. They're now 20 pages. And so they've shortened comics now by 2 pages. So because of that, I'll never give a comic book a full 5 stars. But that's just me. But it was a good read in my opinion.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Boston, Chris?
I haven't actually had a chance to read it. I had to work overtime yesterday, so I picked the book up, but I just haven't had a chance to read it.
Yeah. All right, cool. Jackie was waiting for Otley. Yeah, man. Nick Spencer and Ryan Otley on the new Spidey. That's going to be pretty good. I'm definitely looking forward to that as well.
Yeah. I'm going to jump back in Spider-Man at that point, try it out again. I think I talked about it in my haul. It's just, since I got back into comics, I don't know, something about Spider-Man books never really felt like old Spider-Man books to me or something. So I was always in and out of that series. And I mean, currently right now, I'm not buying any Spider-related titles at all. So
that's a damn shame too. I mean, that's supposed to be like a flagship title, and like even like what Edwin said, nobody's really buying that at his shop. It's a shame for that character.
Well, let's be honest. Daredevil and Thor have Justin's heart.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but Spider-Man was first. Spider-Man and Batman were first for me. Daredevil and
first loves.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm always up for a good Spider-Man story. It's just haven't been given one in a while.
All right, cool. So we do have some homework or whatever. We're going to talk about it in the future, but a couple good recommendations from the chat would be Oblivion Song and also Gideon Falls. So
we have the Virgin covers.
Yeah.
For what?
There's a Jock one for Gideon Falls.
Yeah.
Supposed to be good. I like Jock artwork, so I have to peep that out if I can find it. But so yeah, there's a couple of recommendations from the chat, Oblivion Song and in Gideon Falls. So what do you guys got? Okay, so let's start with Edwin, because I know you got a show coming up tomorrow on your channel.
Yeah, we're gonna bump it back an hour. We're gonna try 8:30 Central, 9:30 Eastern. We're gonna try different time slots because people have been, people go out to eat and stuff and hang out, and so we're gonna just bump it back a little bit, see how that goes. But we're still gonna have fun with it. Might do a question game. Didn't really prepare to give anything away this week, but I may give away something. But yeah, if anybody's interested, come on out, check us out over at Strictly Comics for Freestyle Fridays.
Sweet. All right. And then we go to Saturdays. Thank you, Tim, for the super chat earlier. And another shout out for you for your auction Saturday night. And then we move over to Sunday, and we have what?
Sunday morning comics every Sunday at 10:30. Awesome. It's always a great topic going on. So yeah, no, it's a lot of fun. I always, like with the chat here and all the chats, it's a lot of fun interacting with everybody and just talking about comics on Sunday morning,
Yeah.
It's fun. Plus, also going to be having a new video tomorrow, kind of a catch up on a recent series. So good fun stuff.
Sweet. I've been digging the new series stuff. Like you guys should check out, if you haven't seen Justin's video on top 10 heroes with beards.
Awesome beards. Yeah.
it was funny, man. I was cracking up. That was a really fun few minutes there. So
I had a lot of fun making that. That's the whole intent, is to just have fun with a topic,
Yeah, no, that was cool, man. So keep that up. Keep up the good work on that.
Thanks.
And you had a question there, and I say yes. Do a bearded villains version.
Yeah, that's been the overall response in the comments on that one. Everybody wants the bearded villains, so that'll be coming.
Right on. Cool. All right, Boston Chris Comics, what do you got going on over there in Beantown?
For now, just gonna do just my weekly haul, and but now I'm not sure if anything's coming in the mail over the weekend that I can show. So I will keep everybody posted if I get some new stuff and show everything. But for now, it's just gonna be my haul that I picked up from my local shop. So just stay tuned for that, and I'll be showing some stuff. So that's about all I got.
Nice.
Sweet. Yeah.
And that last haul you had, Chris, with the random act of kindness and stuff, man, that was sweet, man. Those signed books, that was awesome.
Yeah, like I was saying that earlier, like it just out of nowhere, that the guy, his name is Sean, he's just like, hey man, just want to send you some stuff. I was like, awesome. And like I wasn't even expecting that. Like I opened the first book and I was like, when I had opened it prior to doing the video, I was just like, pretty cool. And all of a sudden I noticed like that, because the flash book the cover's a little dark. I was like, oh, that's Maka, that's signed. I was like, all right. And I just went from there, and I was like, these are awesome, really awesome covers. So
yeah,
just really awesome books. And if Sean's watching, thank you again.
Right on. Cool. All right. So this episode will be available to stream on iTunes and everywhere you stream your favorite podcasts starting tomorrow. I'll have that uploaded, so look for it there. If you're listening to this streaming, come on and join us in the fun every Thursday night on JLS Comics for Comic Conversation. Next week will be episode 76. A lot of fun, great people in the chat all the time. So come hang out with us. Come send in your questions there, comments, and be part of the show. I got, like I was saying at the top of the show, just some requests have come in for like history and origin type videos. So I'll be coming out with that. I do have some back issues that I don't know if I'm going to show yet, or hang on to them and just put together a bigger pile for a haul. We'll have to see on that. But also still got that contest video on the way, guys. So be on the lookout for that. A 2K giveaway. Not 2K in terms of money. 2,000 subscriber giveaway. So let me clarify that. Yeah, here come the thumbs down. Now, so that's it, guys. This has been episode 75. Can you believe we've been doing this for 75 episodes? That's awesome. A big number. Yeah, we're on the road to 100 now. Do
it. Nice. Road to 100.
That's right. Cool. All right, guys. Well, that'll do it. Thanks for joining us in the chat. Thanks to TiVo once again for the super chat. And look forward to talking with you guys throughout the week as well. If you guys got any ideas for the show, go ahead and reach out to any one of us, and we'll be happy to work it into the old program. That's it. Episode 75, Comic Conversation. And we're done. Peace.
Out.